So Phil recruited me to sell these cards, and now I am recruiting you. Don't worry about Phil. He drives a Corvette. He is doing just fine.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Oh no. Okay. Can you hear me okay? We're going live from my bedroom floor, and I'm using a wireless microphone, so I don't know if it's working. I also forgot to connect my headphones, so. Hi everyone. We can hear you, okay. I'm gonna apologize now for any like muffling of the mic. I'll try not to like move around too much, but okay, we can see and hear you. Perfect. Welcome everyone. I apologize for no live video last week. We have family visiting from out of the country, and that's why I'm live streaming from the floor. So it's been a chaotic few weeks. But I'm glad to be here. Excited to dive into today's training. Looking forward to learning how to get rich, as always. Also, big thank you to everyone who is subscribed to the channel before we get started. I'm so close to 20,000 subscribers, which is truly so crazy to me because this time last year I had about 400 subs. So I just can't believe it, okay? So I really do appreciate each of you for being here. So thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed, why do you hate me? Just kidding. I'm gonna crack open my Diet Coke. Gotta hold it here so you can hear it. And we'll get into it. Yes, so close to 20K. Super, super exciting. And of course, just like when I hit 10,000 subs, we will do a celebratory live stream once we reach 20K. So really looking forward to that. I have my monitor set up on the floor, so if I keep looking down, that's what's going on. I absolutely manifested these 20,000 subscribers, so for anyone interested in learning how to grow a channel here on YouTube, I'm releasing my Manifest Your Subscribers online course for 1111111 coming out next week, so stay tuned for that. Okay, today we're going to be watching a live training that was submitted to me by one of my regular viewers, someone that I interact with quite often over on Instagram, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? Anyway, they sent me this. I haven't watched it yet. It could be complete trash. We're going to find out together. If it sucks, we're going to have to figure something else out together. I did do a poll for members only this morning asking what you wanted me to stream about, whether you wanted me to stream about this or about the Amanda Frances book that I'm borrowing from the library currently. If you missed the stream where I talked about that, basically I borrowed the book. I'll just grab the book. Hold on. It's fun because you can still hear me even though I'm not in front of the camera. I just bring the microphone with me everywhere. I love that. Okay, so I borrowed this book from the library a number of months ago. I went on vacation. I was too embarrassed to bring the book with me because I didn't want people on the airplane to think that I was reading this unironically. So I never read it. So I got it again. We're gonna do a review here on the channel. I will do it in a live stream format. I just might not do it on like a Monday night live. I'll do it maybe later this week. So anyway, when I brought it home, I had it sitting on my bedroom dresser and my partner walked in and he's like, "Are you reading a book called Rich as Fuck?" And I was like, "It's a joke, okay? I'm doing it for YouTube. I'm not actually reading this." Welcome, welcome. Suzanne, we are not rich yet, but I'm confident that once we hit that 20K mark, you, me, Harrison, Tom, we will be riding away in our private jet. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, so this is my bookshelf. This book right here, let's go on a tour. This book right here is going to be finding a new home next week. So I'm participating in a book exchange next week. And I figure that's going to be a really great way for me to get rid of all of the toxic self-help books that I have accumulated over the years. So that one will be saying goodbye. Okay, sorry for the long-winded intro as always. I don't have much to say other than that, so let's go ahead and jump into the video training. So let me figure out how to share my screen here. It's been a while, guys. I am just feeling a little bit chaotic. Okay, I do have a question for you though. Before we get started, here's what I want to know.
Raise your hand if you want to get rich.
Okay, it's showing my video as frozen, so you can let me know if I'm frozen. Oh no. I might have to disconnect the monitor. Can you guys still see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay, we're just gonna turn that off and hope for the best. Okay, this should be good. Julia says, I've been thinking I have, how much money is that? That's a lot. I don't even know what that number is in my bank account this whole time. So that must mean it's there by now. You know what? I'm praying for you. Fingers crossed. Okay, you can still see me. I'm not frozen. It must have just been my iPad. So this is the thing. So I bought tickets to this event. And I was like, oh, a book exchange, like that's fun. Not really thinking that most of the books I read, I just like borrow from the library. I don't really have, I used to buy a lot of books, but now I don't. So I'm like, all of these books that I have, half of them are my boyfriend's, but the books that are mine are from like 2017, 2018, when I was like deep into self-help. And so then after I signed up for this event, I was like, wait a minute, Danielle, like you don't even have any books to exchange. So then I'm like, maybe this will be a good opportunity to finally clean out this bookshelf, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know. There might be some questionable choices here on this shelf. You might have to come in here and defend yourself pretty soon. Exactly. Suzanne, this is why you are in the billionaire tier, because $100,000 is chump change. Let's be serious. Okay, now that my second monitor isn't working, we're gonna have to, I'll just have to zoom in old school style, because if I go full screen, I can't see anything else. Okay, so this is the training. It was sent to me. Apparently, we're gonna learn how to use our minds to attract $100,000 cash. My expectations are on the floor, but I'll try to keep that to myself. Let's just go ahead and give it a listen. I'm going to verify that the sound should be working. And then you guys can let me know if it's not, but it looks like it should be working. So let's just go ahead and jump right in.
We're covering the mindset behind attracting your six-figure cash year and beyond, okay? So for the next 3 days, I want all of you guys, once again, to play in the realm of everything and anything is possible for me, and everything can happen for me, okay? Everything can happen for me. There have been times in my business and in my life, and I'm going to share a story with you guys here in a little bit, where when I showed up in a way where I just knew for a fact everything that I did in my business, everything that I did in my life was always working out for me in my favor, guess what? It turned to actually be that way. It actually turned out to be that way. How many?
Oh yeah, okay, so this is a good point Monica's saying here. This is a 3-day event and we're only watching one of the 3 days. But I really don't think we're gonna miss anything based on other content we've watched on this channel.
Times do we approach something with a mindset of, oh, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, or I'm like, oh, like, what if they don't buy? Or, oh, like, I shouldn't even do it because it's just going to waste my time. Like, how many of you guys have approached something like that?
Okay, I have a question for the class. If you're watching a video, a live training, any of this, do you, yes or no, you can let me know in the chat, do you find the like echo annoying? So I never used to notice it until I started producing videos consistently with like half decent audio. Now when I watch a video and the audio is not good, it's all I can think about. Like it's so distracting to me. So for example, yesterday I was recording a TikTok video, replying to someone's comment, and I got like halfway through the video and my microphone died. And so I had to record the second half of the video without the microphone. And going to the playback and editing the video, I was like, my ears were bleeding because the video or the audio, sorry, got so bad halfway through because it's so echoey. So I just think that if you're going to portray yourself as like a multiple six-figure earner, the least you can do is go on Amazon and buy like a $20 lapel mic. Like you don't even this mic is expensive, the one I have. You don't need this. You can literally get a little plug and clip-on microphone for $10, $20 and it's going to sound better than this. Just a pro tip for anyone that wants to get into like video training, content creation, that kind of thing.
Because I know in the past, I used to approach things like that. And guess what happened? It didn't work out in my favor because I wasn't looking at it in that way. So for the next 3 days, I literally want you to play in the realm of everything and anything is possible. And this isn't just some like fluffy bullshit I'm saying at the beginning of this training. Like I genuinely want you to believe it. I genuinely want you to believe it. Because guess what? I genuinely also know for me, anything and everything is possible for the next 3 days.
Okay, guys, we got to believe.
So before we get
Step
started, because this entire training, the next 3 days is all about plan to profit, attract your six-figure cash year and beyond. What is your goal and intention for the new year? Drop it into the chat. And this can be a money goal. This can be like a financial goal. This can be a business goal. This can be a personal goal. Like,
I know I keep stopping it. My goal for 2024 is to not get scammed. Let me know yours in the comments.
what is your goal and intention for the new year? What is coming up for you? Drop it into the chat, okay? Revenue, money, anything with business, all 14 of you guys that are watching live, and all of you wonderful people that are watching the replay, because I know a lot of you guys will. Drop it into the chat. What's your goal and intention for the new year? And as you guys drop it into the chat, I'm going to take a break because I can feel myself like starting to like cough. Too many times. I feel you. Scott, double publications and paid speaking gigs. Lucy, I want to start a group coaching program and take care of me as a priority. I fucking love it. Godiva, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. To have my drop shipping business up and running and close on my first house, that's so amazing. And hit 1K on TikTok. I fucking love that. What else? What else? Let's get a few more. What is your goal and intention for the new year? And it could even be just showing up more as a powerful individual. To sell out my first.
You can become a billionaire if you simply invest $19.99 a month in my membership program. Results are not guaranteed.
Of course, I love it. I love it. So whatever your goal and your intention is, write it down. Okay, I know you guys are dropping it into the chat, but write it down somewhere. Whale's starting a new business and be able to work from home. Love it. France, building up my.
Okay, I will give her that. If you are someone who wants to like achieve anything in your life, writing it down is important just to like solidify it in your brain and to really conceptualize what it is you want to achieve. I think, like, not to go on like a big self-help rant, but I think a lot of the times we think like, oh, it would be nice to do XYZ, but until we actually write down what that would look like, it's hard for us to take the action we need to get it done. But that's the key piece, is you actually have to then take the action. But for me to be like, oh, I want to start a business, to think that thought isn't enough as me saying like, I'm going to open a yoga studio and here are the things I need to do to make that happen. So I wouldn't necessarily say she's wrong, but the fact that I'm assuming she's going to take this and then use it as a way to like pitch her multi-$1,000 program, I will save my thoughts for later.
My own mastermind. So drop it into the chat and also write it down somewhere where you can see it, okay? Because all of this is going to play into the homework that you're doing today, and every single thing builds up on top of each other, what we're doing tomorrow as well.
Exactly, this comment.
To make 6 figures from all the work I have put in. Yep, I want to create my own course. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So before I go into today's training, I just want to cover a little bit about who I am. Who am I? Okay, there should be a picture here of me, but of course it's not popping up because technical difficulties. What amazing event is it without a technical difficulty? But you guys can see my face. That's not what it's about. Who am I? A lot of you guys don't know me. I am a multiple 6-figure business coach on a mission to create unforgettable lives. I started my business around.
What does that mean? Please let me know your interpretations of this. But if again, I say this in all of my streams, all of my videos, but anytime I'm reacting to any of this content, I'm viewing it from the lens of someone who would be like the ideal client of this person, or someone who is actively searching for this kind of content. If I come across someone who describes themselves as a multiple 6-figure business coach, okay, I understand what that means, on a mission to create unforgettable lives, what does that mean to me as the consumer? Nothing is what it means to me, but maybe you guys are understanding something I do not.
Like 3 years ago, but before I ever started a business, guess what I was doing? I was building my brand and I was creating content because I genuinely loved it. And a lot of people don't know this. For about 2 to 3 years, I was just creating content on social media because I was so called to share my story and to impact people in transforming their lives and creating something that was truly unforgettable. And on the path of me doing it, people start to come to me asking for help. How do I show up on social media? How do I create content? How do I just fucking feel good when I wake up in the morning? How many of you guys have ever felt that way? You're like, I just want to feel good every single day when I wake up in the morning. And when people start to notice my content, I realized I was meant to do more than just post on social media. And that's where I start to help people take their stories and create content pieces that allow them to build powerful brands and have a mission beyond just making money on social media. But of course, my path led me to being a coach that helps other people build their businesses. So that way they just don't have freedom in their life, in their business, but they're actually doing what they love to do. Okay. So whether you've been following me for a good old minute or you just found me, this is my mission. My mission is to help you create an unforgettable life in your business, in your personal life, with yourself, in all freaking areas. Okay. And if this is like once again the first time.
Okay, I want to address Heather's comment here because this is something super important to talk about. So, whoops, I highlighted the wrong question. Heather says, this multiple 6-figure thing is so misleading. Does it mean over $100,000 in a year of profit or revenue, or 6 figures over the course of your whole business? If you haven't seen the interview I did now almost a month ago with the former business coach who has since left the industry, in that video, she describes using the term 6-figure earner, multiple 6-figure earner, as a marketing tactic, but she was referring to the total sum of money she had made in her business over the period of time that she was in business. And so I'm not saying all coaches do this, but obviously she likely learned that from someone somewhere. And it is common practice to utilize total revenue. This is before expenses. I have yet to see a single coach that talks about actual profit over revenue. Total revenue over the entire period of time that they've been in business is what I see as being the most commonly used tactic in the industry. Ironically enough, you never forget your first scammer. Oh no.
That you're here. I am just so happy that you chose this.
It is sketchy, Heather.
To be a part of the basically like the first opportunity to get to know me and to get to be a part of my world. Okay. So what I want to start off by this session is sharing a story. Okay.
Oh, joy.
Sharing the story that I literally didn't ever think I could hit, didn't ever think that I could do. And it's the story of me hitting my first $50,000 a month in my business. Let me know in the chat. Just comment yes if you want to hear this story. Comment yes. Okay. In this story, it's going to show you how the most illogical thing can happen in your life if you genuinely believe it can happen. Because the way that I was able to have this play out in my life logically could not have been predicted. And I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen for this because I want to see you guys as like I'm talking. So I'm going to stop sharing this so I can actually see you guys. Okay.
Buckle up. Word
Yes,
salad
yes.
coming in.
Yes. Okay, cool. So this was back in October of 2020. So this was around 2 years ago. I hit my first.
Sorry, just pausing to see. This video has 293 views. So let's see. I wonder how many people are 100,000-aires now.
First $50,000 a month in business. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. In September, I did not make nearly as much. I think I made maybe like $5,000 or maybe like $10,000, but that's not the point. At the end of September, I had this feeling.
That was me. The sound of the water running is me. Someone who lives in my house decided it was a time to take a shower right now.
Inside my body and
hopefully
inside
it's gone
my
now.
bones that October was going to be a really, really, really good month. And for me, my entire reasoning behind having a $50,000 month wasn't just for the revenue. And of course, that's like a goal that I wanted to hit, but it was more about I want to attract the most dreamiest aligned clients ever that I could help and I could support. Okay. So during the midst of me thinking about this, I was like at that point in my business where I had done everything, like genuinely. I knew all of this strategy. I knew all the ways to create content. I knew all the ways to sell. I had all of like, I had people in my audience, like I had it all, but for some reason I was plateaued. Like I wasn't reaching high revenue numbers in my business and I wanted to. I wanted to reach more people. I wanted to help more people. And let me know in the chat if you're like, yes, I'm there too. Like it is my time. Comment in the chat, it's my time if you feel that way.
So the reason why I actually didn't have clients is because I didn't really have experience. But then what I did instead was I went on social media and I faked it and pretended I had a ton of experience and that I was super rich and super wealthy. And I basically tricked people into hiring me. And now I am so rich. That's the secret.
So
we can just save ourselves the next 40 minutes.
At that moment, I was talking to one of my mentors and I'm like, you know what? I don't know why and I don't know how, but every inch of my body tells me that October is going to be a $50,000 month for me. That I'm going to attract the most amazing clients. I'm going to have the most amazing time and it's going to be simple. It's going to be simple. And guess what happened? In October, my energetic self, it shifted just slightly, but it shifted slightly, but it also shifted energetically in the most biggest way possible.
The most biggest way. Okay, aside from the fact that I am not a fan of the language she uses, I'm not a millionaire, no, not yet, but I'm hoping after this training I will be able to finally hit that $100,000 cash month that we've all been waiting for.
Okay. Because up until then, the actions I was doing in my business had a voice inside of my head saying like, oh, I'm going to post this content, but it's probably not going to get seen because it hasn't happened yet. Or, oh, I'm going to sell this offer, but people probably won't buy because people are broke in my audience. Or, oh, I'm going to launch this thing, but there's hundreds of other people selling it, so it's probably not going to work for me. Up until that moment, I had that voice in my head saying that it wasn't possible for me. But there was a shift at the end of September going in October that said, Saba, you're fucking amazing and your work is going to be seen by thousands. One moment, one belief, and I followed the feeling. And your moment could be right now, today, on this training. I want you to follow the feeling. In October, I showed up in a completely different way. And get this, I did nothing necessarily different in my business. I hosted a free event, which I've done numerous times before. I posted content, which I've done numerous times before. I talked to potential clients, which I did numerous times before. But guess what I also did?
I completely shifted my mindset and I believed so hard in myself that I became so rich and everyone gave me all of their money. That's the difference.
I acted as if I already had made that money, which also included me having more fun in my life and in my business, spending more time with my friends, taking more care of myself, celebrating before I even hit a milestone.
This is such a BS way to approach things. This is like the exact advice, and I've been making multiple reels about it recently. But this was essentially the exact advice I was given when I hired my mentor was, if you want a successful business, envision yourself as a successful business owner, start acting like it. She would encourage me to like, go get your hair done, go get your nails done, start like living that luxury lifestyle that you want. And the money will then flow to you because you're, telling the universe through your actions that you're ready for this next level life. That's not how real life works. Ugh, this is like toxic, dangerous. And I, again, just think like if I'm someone who doesn't really recognize what's going on here, this is a surefire way for me to get into a really bad financial situation, especially in our current economic climate.
And on like day 10, this is the craziest part. On day 10, October 10th of 2020, 2 people reached out that I've never seen before, saying that they want to work with me one-on-one. Paid in full, $10,000 to work with me one-on-one. And suddenly I had a $20,000 day. What?
For me, it's the dramatic pauses. Can you believe I had a $20,000 day? What? Always with this like dramatic story. I cannot.
Could I have logically predicted that? No. Magic. And then the next day, someone else reached out. Oh, I'm interested in this program that you're running. Can we have a conversation? Abso-fucking-lutely, we can. He signs on. And this was like a 3-month program I was running, $5,000. $25,000 within literally 48 hours. And I'm sharing this because not just to share like, oh my God, I made $25,000 in 48 hours. I'm sharing this because it's not predictable. This is one thing coaches will not tell you on social media, and the strategies is like, you cannot predict it because anything is fucking possible.
No, you can't predict it because it's not a sustainable business model. In a real business, you should be able to at least calculate projections of what you expect to bring in month to month. Otherwise, how could anyone be a business owner and afford to live their lives? This industry is so volatile that you can't predict if you're going to make money or not the next month because you literally don't know. Am I going to be able to scam enough people next month to pay my mortgage? Stick around to find out.
You guys can literally make millions within 24 hours if you want to, but most people don't believe it's possible. However, I did. I shifted my entire energy that month to show up in a different way, and somehow it happened. So I went along my month, continued to play full out, show up, post content, talk to people, at the end, it was like the last week of October, and I was still at like $25,000 or like $30,000. And I was running an event similar to this, And I did my best. I'm like, you know what? I don't even give a fuck. Like, I don't care if I end up 50,000, 25. Like, I don't care. I'm just gonna play full. I'm gonna present myself. I'm gonna show up in a way that I'm giving my all. And I know naturally people are gonna want to be my clients because that's just who I am. On the very last day of October, so I think like it was like three, actually no, it was five clients. Five clients. It was like the last 4 days of October, five clients signed on, and I hit $50,000 on the dot. Not a dollar under, not a dollar over, $50,000 on the dot. Guys, I'm not making this up. And this is
Actually, though, Suzanne, this is a really important point that you're making here. She's saying, I don't know how it happened. Pay me, and I will teach you how it doesn't happen. If our previous sentence was us saying, there's no way to predict whether or not this is going to happen, you just have to believe that it's going to happen, then why am I hiring you? Why am I hiring you if there's no way for you to show me how to make it happen beyond just believing in myself? Like, there seems to be a disconnect here where I'm like, you don't need a strategy, you just have to believe in yourself. But pay me $10,000 and I will teach you how to do it too. Well, how are you going to teach me if there's no strategy? Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
in a story to just like bribe you into buying something. I'm genuinely sharing because this is the most illogical thing that could have possibly happened to me. I had never made that amount of money before ever in my life. Everything that played out prior to that could not have been predicted for me to make that. But it happened. Why? Because I genuinely believed that that was my reality. So for you, I want you guys to genuinely believe anything and everything can be possible if you have the traits, you have the characteristics, and most importantly, you have the courage to go out and try.
Or like, what about the skill needed to get someone to actually want to hire you? We don't talk about that though, do we? Skills, experience, don't know her.
Before just saying, oh, it's not going to work, so I'm not even going to try. And if you have that mentality and you're not willing to change it, might as well just jump off this live, because for the next 3 days, I'm going to brainwash you guys in the best possible way for you to go out and create the best life for you into not even like next year, just fucking starting today.
I'm going to brainwash you. It's like they know what they're saying without knowing what they're saying. Like they're saying the quiet parts out loud, but they're not recognizing that they're saying these things. Oh my goodness.
So, like, the reason, once again, I wanted to share this and why I want to start off with it is because, like, it's not logically predicted. Money, success, clients, everything you desire, you cannot logically predict it. But what you can predict is your actions and how you're showing up, how you're being. Like, you guys tell me a time, because I know you've already done this before. Just say yes or no. Have you ever had a scenario in your life where magically you just attracted something that you genuinely knew that you would have, and then suddenly like that you had it? Tell me a time, yes or no, if that's happened to you. Because I know there's been so many times that's happened to me before I ever had a business. And now that I know law of attraction, mindset, how money works, law of assumption, like all of those things, and now that I know how money works, how my being works, how I attract works, it wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't, because that's just how it works. When you genuinely believe in it, it gets attracted to you. And I can literally go on a whole tangent, a whole rabbit hole of law of attraction, and that just like literally might be one of my next master classes I do, because I'm so passionate about it. But it wasn't a coincidence. You guys got it because you genuinely believed it. So just
This is the part that doesn't make sense to me. This comment is asking, if there's no logic or predictability, how can you promise us a system to follow? Exactly. If I'm saying I got successful because I believed in myself, but there's no way to like predict how successful you're going to be because you just have to believe, then why would I bother paying you to teach me when there's nothing to teach me? Ugh.
Just imagine how, like, what is possible for you if you genuinely show up in a way that you already have everything. Everything plays out for you.
So I'm not entirely sure, but the law of assumption, I believe, we can quickly Google it here, has to do with the law of attraction. And it's like you're assuming that you have the things you want. Law of assumption. Yeah, believing the thing you want already exists in your life, you'll manifest it into existence. So it's like another component of the law of attraction.
Like, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So before I pull up my slides, let me just look at the chat quick. Okay. Guys, and I'm not seeing it. I'm going to keep calling you guys out because I'm not here to bullshit. And you guys already know 16 people and I only see like 3 comments. There's no point being here if you guys aren't going to show up. And this is like tough love Saba. Like, this is why I'm doing this, because I want you guys to participate. I want you guys to feel this. So let me
100% Julia. Julia's saying this messaging always felt so dangerous to me. Sorry, I lost it. I have anxiety. When I was in the coaching world, I was always scared my anxieties would manifest because I did believe them. And then I would tell my coaches that, and they would be like, oh, that won't manifest, just the good stuff. Make it make sense. If you're going to tell me that this law of assumption, law of attraction, all of these supposed laws, these rules we're supposed to be following, apply to me, then wouldn't they apply to the good and the bad? Isn't that why when people are like, well, then why do bad things happen to good people? Oh, because they, thought about it one time and now they're sick because they had the negative thought. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's very insensitive to people who struggle with things like depression, anxiety, trauma, that sort of thing. Like, oh my God, so dangerous. It really makes me upset because, again, like I talk about in so much of my content, the people that are going to fall for this are the ones who are already vulnerable, the ones that are already seeking reprieve from whatever shitty situation they find themselves in. And so to watch something like this and to hear this person be like, oh, well, I didn't know what I was doing and now I'm so successful and I'm so wealthy. There are a lot of people that are going to become susceptible to believing that this is true and that it's possible for them too when the system is designed for most people to fail.
in the chat, yes or no, have you ever experienced that? Yes, in small ways, but I want to manifest the big one. Yes, 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 I love it. Amazing. So how can we do this, right? The question is how. Now, if the how is that easy, everybody would be doing it. But what I want to share with you now for the next like 20 to 30 minutes, and I want to make sure I'm not missing anything, is
Jackie, you should Google Neville Goddard. I think that's his last name. If someone wants to like drop a link in the chat, that would be helpful. But that's kind of like one of the grandmothers. It's a guy, right? I don't even know. One of the creators of the law of attraction, law of assumption, BS.
the 3 different focuses you can focus on to have this type of mindset, to have the mindset where you're able to attract anything and everything you desire because that is just who you are. I attract everything and anything I desire because that is just who I am. Okay, so what we're going to go through for now, the next 20 minutes.
I think there are a lot of people that believe in the law of attraction. There's an entire subreddit called Law of Attraction. I'm in it because I used to believe in the law of attraction and I just never left the subreddit. Now it's just fascinating from like a psychology perspective to see what people write in there. But there are absolutely people in that group who have never worked with a coach that genuinely believe in the law of attraction. While I will say it's like more rampant in the coaching world, there are like everyday average people that follow it.
Is this. This is what I call the 3 elements of mindset. Okay, the 3 elements of mindset. You need these 3 things in order to get yourself into this state that, once again, I attract anything and everything I desire because that is just who I am. Your belief, your being, and your gratitude. So what I want to first start off with is your belief. Let me know in the chat, and let me know, like, genuinely, the goal and the intention that you wrote down in the chat earlier, and what you wrote down on your piece of paper, on a scale of 1 to 10. 10.
That's really awful, Rosie. I'm sorry that that's been your experience. People are the freaking worst.
Being abso-fucking-lutely, I believe it. 1 being, like, no, not really. I like, that's just what I want. That's what I desire, but I don't actually believe it. On a scale of 1 to 10, and there's no judgment here. I want you guys to be honest.
Harrison, to your comment, all I have to say is,
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se.
To yourself, because you can lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself. Like, I genuinely want you to tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you actually believe that you're going to be able to reach your intention, your goal?
That was my bad.
On a scale of 1 to 10. And I'll tell you, there's been times I'll tell my friends, like, yeah, this is something that I want to reach, but generally I'm like, I don't believe that it's actually possible. Like, I want it, and there's like fake excitement around it, but I don't actually believe that it's possible. Let me know. And it's okay if it's lower, it's okay if it's higher. It just awareness. And I'm going to help you guys bring that to a 10 if it's not already.
Okay, I completely missed that. What were we rating? I'm going to go back. Sorry, I really wasn't paying attention at all. I got too distracted by the pyramid.
Here, I want you guys to be honest to yourself, because you can lie to us, but you can't lie to yourself. Like, I genuinely want you to tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you actually believe that you're going to be able to reach your intention, your goal for next year?
Okay, so my goal was to not get scammed. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I believe that? I'm going to give it a 20 out of 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10. And I'll tell you, there's been times I'll tell my friends, like, yeah, this is something that I want to reach, but generally I'm like, I don't believe that it's actually possible. Like, I want it, and there's like fake excitement around it, but I don't actually believe that it's possible. Let me know. And it's okay if it's lower, it's okay if it's higher. It just awareness.
Exactly this. Julia's saying, why do we need to 10 out of 10 fully believe and have no fear in our goals? Oh, so we're brainwashed into giving you our money to get that. Got it. Exactly, 100%. I have never, in the 6 years that I've been a business owner, ever created an offer, built a product, offered a service, anything where I was like, I am 100% confident in this thing that I'm selling, and I know that all of my clients are going to be completely happy and everyone's going to absolutely love this thing. No, I create things that I am, confident in my skill set, and I believe that I can deliver on whatever promises or guarantees that I'm making, but never 100%. There's always, even if it's like 90%, 95%, that slight margin of like, well, maybe I missed one detail, or maybe they won't be happy with, this thing. Like, it's not realistic to 100% 10 out of 10 believe in your ability to like absolutely achieve everything. If that's the case, you probably have some sort of like psychological disorder where you are the main character in your story and you don't care about anyone else. Because I feel like being somewhat empathetic as a person and caring about other people's experiences as like a service-based business owner, that in itself is going to cause you to not be able to ever be at 10 out of 10, because you're always worried that the other person is going to feel like they didn't get what they paid for, or that they're missing, some sort of key component, at least in my experience.
And I'm going to help you guys bring that to a 10 if it's not already. 10, 7, 7, 10, 8, 10.
If you missed my video on why people get scammed, that's what this comment from Harrison is referring to. You should go watch it.
8.9, 10, 8, 100%. Okay, cool. So a lot of you guys are around 10, 8, 9. This is what I want you guys to play in, okay? Your belief. If there is a little bit of uncertainty, I'm not sure, or I don't know if it's actually like possible for me, I want you to think about why. Like, what do you think is holding yourself back from actually attaining that goal? Okay, and let me know in the chat. Once again, this is interactive. Why do you think you haven't achieved that goal yet? Why? If you believed it so much, why haven't you achieved it yet? Is it because you don't know how? Is it because it just hasn't worked? Is it because you don't have the resources? Why hasn't it worked? Is there some sort of block? Is there a strategy issue? Is it a limiting belief? Is it a money thing? I cannot tell you how many times people have came to me saying, Sab, I'm trying to sell this like $1,000 offer. I know, like I know in my heart that I can sell it, but people just aren't buying and I don't know why. I'm like, okay, well, tell me a little bit more. Like, have you sold it? Have you talked about it every single day? And they're like, well, I talked about it once. And I'm like, why did you only talk about it once? And then they say, well, I feel like people won't buy something for $1,000. There you go. That is why you're unable to actually attract it, because you believe that people will not pay that amount of money. Guys, your beliefs go so into detail of every element that you do in your business. So I want you guys to break it down. Why haven't you received and achieved that goal? Is it a money block? Is it a strategy issue? Is it mindset? Is it limiting beliefs? Like what is it? Because when we can identify it, when we can identify the root cause, it's easier for us to shift it. When I get excited, I start coughing, so I need to remind myself to like relax and calm down. But let me look at the chat. Limiting beliefs, being in full burnout, time, because we don't get started, or maybe it's because I haven't started. Lack of energy, time, moving multiple places, the 9 to 5, limiting beliefs. Because as I get closer, I start doubting myself. I decided to sell a course 3 weeks ago, failed, money block, fail. Yeah. So what I'm really hearing is failed.
Okay, whoever wrote that in the comments, obviously I can't read the comment section, but she's saying someone said, I launched a course and it didn't sell. It failed because I had money blocks. As someone who created an online course, launched it to a wait list, and sold 0, this was like a year and a half ago, I can tell you I didn't sell 0 because I had a money block. I sold 0 because my messaging sucked. The course content was great. It fulfilled a need that people wanted, but the price was way too high for the type of person that I was targeting. As soon as I dropped the price by 75%, it started selling. So it's not because I had a money block and the money couldn't come to me because I didn't believe hard enough. It's because the actual product market fit wasn't there. So I had to use my business brain, go back to the drawing board and think, how can I rework this to actually reach the target market that I want in a way where they actually want to pay their money? And I can tell you right now, it wasn't believing in myself. It was actual business strategy that then allowed me to sell that course. Like, ugh, I hate it. I don't want to like laugh at people that believe in this, but it's just like, it's so delusional.
Past experiences.
Jackie, a money block is like not having the belief that you're like capable of making a certain amount of money. So like, for example, this online course, originally I was trying to sell it for $200. The money block would be that like, I don't think my course is worth $200. When the reality is like the market doesn't want to pay more than $50 for that kind of information. So money blocks are like beliefs that we have allegedly that prevent us from being able to make that money. So a money block, I might think like, I can never make more than $100,000 a year. Well, now I'm never going to make more than $100,000 because my mind is blocked at making 100,000. So I'm never going to be able to make 110,000 because that's more than like where my limiting belief, my money block is.
And limiting beliefs. I wasn't going to share this story, but I'm gonna, because I know it's going to be really valuable for you guys. When you guys say you don't have time, energy, money, resources, those are all limiting beliefs. All of them are limiting beliefs. So everything always comes back to, like 95% of the time, it always comes back to limiting beliefs and a mindset issue. When I was, and I'm going to keep this really brief because there's a lot I want to cover for this. Guys, when I was 21 years old, my last year of college, I was in the midst of like wanting to start my business. I graduated with 2 majors, which meant double the amount of workload.
It's actually funny that you bring this up. So the comment says it's like sports psychology to the extreme. So obviously in sports, it's been scientifically proven that visualization can be super helpful to help athletes like achieve their peak performance. When I worked with a coach, she would use that as an example. Like, well, athletes, before they run their race, they picture themselves, crossing the finish line, blah, 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 however they do it. And again, I'm not saying that doesn't work. It legitimately does. There's studies to prove it. But she would use it to me of like, exactly, you want to have a successful business, envision your successful business, and then you'll just be successful. It's like, no, the athlete is successful because, yes, they visualize, but they also have a very strict training regimen and diet, and their whole life revolves around, being an athlete. There's strategy that goes with the visualization. The visualization is just one component of it, but they act like it's the whole piece of the puzzle. Doesn't make any sense.
I was working a normal job. I was doing extracurricular activity to make sure I would graduate. And at the same time, I was taking care of my dad, who fainted, had a spinal cord injury, and couldn't walk. Like it was basically I had a child that I had to take care of. And God bless him, he's doing amazing now. But the reason why I share this is because I had all the excuse in the world saying that I didn't have time. But when I graduated college in 2018, I never worked a 9-to-5 job because I was at a place where I was able to get my business off the ground. And no, although I wasn't making tens of thousands of dollars right away, because you guys remember, it wasn't until like 2019, 2020 when I actually started to make money, because I was still working like a side job. I made time. Guys, it doesn't take all day to make a post on social media, to provide value and sell an offer. Most of the time when people say they don't have time, they don't have money, they don't have energy, it's because they're looking at their business as something different. You need to look at your business as something that's a part of you. People always ask me, how do you have this energy all the damn time? How do you show up every single day, create content? You're the most consistent person I know. It's because I don't turn on and off in my business. It's just who I am. It's just who I am. And if it's something you guys genuinely want, which I know every single one of you guys are watching, you genuinely can get everything you desire and you genuinely want it. Otherwise you wouldn't be here, because there's some part of you that you see some part of yourself inside of me. That's why you're here. You need to play in that realm that I'm going to make time regardless of the busy schedule I have.
Exactly, Kirsten. It's the guilt trip and the fact that, well, you can achieve anything. If you have a belief, it's for a reason. And the only reason you don't achieve it is because of your mindset. When, as we all know, that's not how the real world works. Just because I want something, even if I believe that I'm worthy and I believe I can do it, doesn't mean that I can do it. I could believe that I'm going to be the winner of the Boston Marathon, but I can tell y'all right now, that's never going to happen for me because I'm not built for running. Like, belief isn't going to get me there at the end of the day.
I don't need to be in high vibe energy in order to make money. Who said that you need to have this fucking chaotic energy in order to make money? Guys, I'm fucking sick. And just drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are following me. Guys, I'm sick. Like, I could have been
100%.
like,
Julia's comment says, another dangerous mindset and thing to teach is that my business is who I am. And I think that this, and I'm speaking from personal experience here, I think that this is why it's so hard for people to leave the industry, because we wrap our identity so much in the work that we do, the business that we have, the services that we offer. When we step outside of that identity, it's really hard for us to remember who we are. And we see this, I mean, not even just in the coaching space, you see it with like moms whose kids then grow up and go off to college. Then it's like, well, who am I now if I'm not a mom who has to parent her children every day? Or moms who, you know, go back to work and it's like, I don't know, like I hear it a lot in the context of moms, so that's why I'm like fixated on that. But when we wrap our identity so much in what it is we do, it becomes really hard for us to detach that. And I think in the coaching industry specifically, it's highly encouraged to like be your business. You are your personal brand. You, business, you, all one. And so then when we kind of start to question a lot of what we're seeing in the industry, or we think like, this seems kind of off, we start to experience that cognitive dissonance a little bit where we're being presented with information that doesn't necessarily align with the things we believe in. It becomes a lot harder to actually listen to that feedback and think like, maybe there's another perspective here I need to consider, because we've so wholeheartedly ingrained our identity in the work that we're doing. So just an aside. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know if I can see it in the, here we go. Thank you so much, 42 Matt. I really appreciate that. And yes, the inflection of the voice is not my favorite, so I do apologize for that.
like, oh, I feel sick. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not going to host an event. And I'm just going to sit and like feel bad about myself and I'm going to reschedule. Guys, like, no, we don't do that here. I could have easily done that and been like, oh, I'm not going to do it. Or I'm going to cut it short. Or I could have showed up in sweats and a hair, my hair like in a mess. I could have done all of that, but I chose not to, because guys, we live in a world where we can literally change someone's life through the internet. Like it feels like to me, I'm sitting in a room with you guys, but I can't even see you. I can't even see you. So shifting your beliefs, that's the first thing that you want to do. And that's going to be a part of your actions for today, is the beliefs that you have. I want you to change them. I want you to reframe them, because you have time, you have money, you have resources, you have support. And if you don't get them, you guys.
What? If you don't have time or money or support, just get it, idiots. No wonder you guys are all broke, because you're so dumb when you could just get those things you don't have. You're in poverty. That's your own fault. Oh my God, I'm just imagining someone clipping this video out of context and making it sound like I'm an asshole. This is a joke. This is sarcasm. What this woman is saying is very harmful and very dangerous, because so many people don't just choose to not have money. They don't just choose to be alone. They don't just choose to not have a support system. It is such a backwards way of thinking to just assume that people are in unfortunate circumstances because of their own volition. Like, I want to like reach through the screen and shake this woman.
You guys are smart. You can get around people that have this type of energy. Okay. And I swear, if I wasn't coughing, we'd just be like flown right now. But I gotta take like one break. So let me know quickly in the chat, what has been your number one takeaway so far with the past like 40 minutes? And we still have like two more points that I want to go through. What has been your number one takeaway so far? And Will, Sarah, Godiva, Jeff, Daniela, Scott, I already know you guys are the ones that are going to be amping it up.
Exactly, Monica. It's always abundantly clear to me the people who have come from a privileged background, a privileged position, because they're the ones that are saying this. And again, I don't speak to anything on this channel from like my high horse of I'm so much better than all these people. I would never talk like this. I used to fucking talk like this. That's why I call these people out, because I was one of them. I used to be like, oh, you're not happy with your life? Just quit your job and change it. Like, no, Danielle, you were in a privileged position where you had the capability and ability to do that. Most people do not. Most people are not that fortunate. So shut up and sit down. Okay? Thanks.
They're going to be playing full out. They're going to be attracting anything and everything you desire, because I keep seeing your guys' comments, which is amazing. So number one is your belief.
Have a good night.
Okay. Now the second one is your being. This is what I call the traits, the characteristics of somebody who always makes it happen. The traits, the characteristics of somebody who always makes it happen. Who I was in 2018, 2019, before I ever started a business, is not the same person I am now. I want you to look at the traits and characteristics you have right now. And then I want you to look at the traits and characteristics of the person who is actually able to achieve the goal that you want.
Jackie, I'm so sorry to hear about your experience. And I think that this paints the perfect picture of what I'm talking about here. They target the most vulnerable people and offer some BS solution to whatever problem they're facing. And I'm really, really sorry that someone saw you at that time and decided to take advantage of it. Like, makes me so mad.
And I want you to write it down. Because right now, you might have traits and characteristics of, I definitely value learning, and I value consuming, and I value always bettering myself.
I think the slides are to like create a fake sense of legitimacy, but for me, it's just making me laugh because of the fact we've been on a pyramid slide for a good 20 minutes now. And I think that really just nails home the point of why we're all here.
And I value X, Y, and Z, which is why you're here, and that's amazing. But what are the actual traits you need to show up in your business in a completely different way? And that might be making the time to post every single day on your social media. That might be investing into a coach or a mentor or someone to get support and accountability and actually learn from. That might be waking up at a certain time every single day, not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to, because that creates discipline. Maybe it is telling your friends and family, hey, I'm going to start this business and you're going to see me show up every single day and I want you to hold me accountable. Traits and characteristics is in your being.
Yes, Harrison, if we have learned anything from watching Grant Cardone's daughter share her secrets on how to be wealthy, this is step number 1. Nepotism. Be born into a rich family, guys. If you already screwed that up, go ahead and try it again.
But that is something that you want to add, and you want to evolve into becoming someone that is able to, once again, receive everything he or she desires. September 2020 versus October 2020, the story that I just shared with you guys, I had different traits and different characteristics. I showed up in a completely different way. I prioritized my health more in October. I made sure I ate well. I made sure I worked out every single day. I prioritized my social life. Like, I used to not do anything. I was like, oh, I need to sit here and work 24/7 in order to reach my goals. Otherwise, I can't have fun. Like, what bullshit is that?
No, sorry. This isn't Grant Cardone's daughter. Grant Cardone's daughter did a video. We can watch it after this. It's like a 30-second YouTube short. And it went viral because it was like, here are my 3 tips to getting rich. And tip number 1 was literally like, get hired by your dad's company.
Yeah. In October, I went to go hang out with my friends, have dinner, do all the things and everything that I wanted. In October, I produced even more content because I felt so excited to create. In October, I made it a point that anything that happened in my business and in my life, it was happening for me. Someone didn't sign up. Oh, I guess they weren't supposed to be my client. And an offer launch failed. Oh, guess it wasn't meant for me. Oh, like
Yes.
someone didn't like my post. I guess they weren't meant to be in my world. Like I made it a point that everything that was happening in my life was meant to be for me. Everything. When before in September and August of that year, I was like, oh, it's not working and I suck. Your being, your characteristics, your traits are going to determine your success.
So if you guys want to be rich, you heard it here first. Go get a gym membership. Lucky for me, I just signed up for a 12-month gym membership this morning. Eat healthy and hang out with your friends, and that's how you're going to get rich. So make sure once we get off here, you all go and do that, okay?
And no, I don't want you guys to just write this down, just to write down and visually look at it. I genuinely want you guys to shift it and change it. So let me know one trait in the comments that you want to embody more of going into the new year. One trait that you know for a fact.
Absolutely, Monica.
That if
It's
I
your
can
fault.
nail down this trait, if I can continually to show up in this trait, I'm going to be this much closer to reaching my goal next year. Let me know in the chat what that is. It can be more consistent. It can be more courage. It can be more discipline, or it can be an action. I'm going to post every single day. I'm going to work out every single day. I'm going to make a point to affirm to myself every single day in the mirror that I attract everything I desire because that is just who I am. Let me know in the chat what's one trait. And I love reading all these takeaways.
I'm just
work out
fast
on
forwarding.
top of these beliefs. Recognize your business is you. That's a big one. I love that, Jeff. Success doesn't happen overnight. Show up as I am. Discipline, slowing down, saying no more, persistence, self-belief, reaching out to people and asking questions, confidence in myself, meditate. I love that. I love that. So that's going to be a part of your homework. And I'm, of course, going to be posting the homework in the group right after this.
Suzanne, I was literally feeling the exact same thing. I'm like, I gotta fast forward through this because this is painful. There's 14 minutes left, so hopefully it won't be too bad. I wonder, she doesn't talk super quick. Let's see if we can play it back at 1.25. Or maybe I'll do 1.1.
It's just who you are. You need to have the traits, the characteristics, the personality of a winner, not a personality of someone who complains and looks for excuses.
Lori, you're
Because
on your way to becoming a millionaire.
There's always something to like, you know, pull out as an excuse. Guess what, guys? Like the negative, the limiting beliefs, that's just conditioning in our mind. That's it. Us dwelling in that is not going to result in anything. So why can't we dwell in the opposite? Why can't we dwell in everything's going to work out for us and be fucking delusional? Sometimes people look at me and be like, you do realize that's hard. You do realize that's like 1 in a million. And you do realize that people make like this much amount of money because they're lucky. I'm like, yeah, why not me? I swear you have to have like this much of delusion if you want to play big in your life. This much or this much, like me. Delusion in the best way possible, because that just gives you the energy, the activation, the inspiration, the motivation for you to show up in a completely different way. Okay. And then the last element of mindset that I want to get into is your gratitude, is looking at what you have right now and believing that what is to come is just more, is just extra. Okay. So when it comes to gratitude, and this is going to be a really fun part of your homework that you're going to do today, I want you to write in the chat.
What is something that you're grateful for? Let me know in the chat. For me, Diet
How
Coke,
many of you
baby.
guys have reflected on this year already and looked at everything that you were grateful for this year? Comment below just yes or no. Have you done that yet? Or have you looked at this year and just only looked at things that you didn't do? You only looked at the gap. You only looked at, oh, I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I didn't reach my goal. I didn't do this. Did you look at the positive or did you look at the negative? What are you grateful for this year? What are you grateful for every day? Because that is where we look at what we already have and we look at where there is still room for more. Guys, when we look at energetic vibrations, and if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's basically like where we vibrate on like an energetic level. It's like a scale.
It's not real, by the way. This vibration scale thing she's about to talk about, not real. I have a video that debunks it. Not true, not proven by real science. It's just BS that is continuously spewed by the self-help industry. Not real, not real, not real. Fake, false, not true information.
Like money, abundance, love, gratitude, it's up here. And like stress, anxiety, depression, it's like down here. Limiting beliefs, it's like down here. It's an energetic vibration. And naturally, when we're in like a higher energetic vibration, we're able to receive more. This isn't an opinion, it's fact. It's truly genuinely a fact.
No, it's not.
So if gratitude vibrates up here, how can we include more gratitude and really looking at everything that we have in our life more?
Okay, but this actually also doesn't make sense. So we're saying there's like a scale and gratitude vibrates up here. What is up here? What does that even mean? Nothing. It's not real.
So make it a point, and you guys are already going to be doing this because it's a part of your homework. I want you guys to make it a point to look at your year and list everything that you were so grateful for. Make it a point to do that every single day, everything that you're grateful for. And this isn't just like overall big things. It comes down to small things too. How many times have you said, oh, only one person liked my post? Oh, only 2 people signed up for my offer. Oh, only 10 people joined my free training. I could have sat here and been like,
we need merch. Anything can be a fact if you want it to be. Okay, I'm actually screenshotting that. That's really funny. Anything can be a fact if you just believe hard enough.
Oh, only 13 people are watching live. That sucks. We had over 100 people register. Only 13 people showed up live. Or I can be like, oh my fucking goodness, 13 people are live right now. And I also know all the rest of the people are going to watch on the replay because we're in different time zones and people are probably doing different things right now. Or even you driving in the parking lot, you see a spot in the front, someone takes it. Oh my gosh, they cut me off. Oh my gosh, now I have to park far away and walk farther. Oh my gosh, like they ran out of what I want at the grocery store. Like, do you hear yourself? Sometimes I hear other people, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And like, I'm the first to always call myself out. I've caught myself doing this. I'm like, you son of a fucking bitch. I'm just grateful that I'm alive and I have legs to walk, first of all. The smallest pieces of words and language we tell ourselves, not just in our business, outside of it, because once again, business is us, it's our lifestyle, it's all one, all plays together, all comes into play. So I want you guys to start taking a look at your language. What are you saying to yourself every single day? What are you saying to other people? Gratitude is so much more than just I'm grateful for water and my laptop and Wi-Fi and friends and my family. Gratitude goes beyond just listing it out. It's a genuine state in how you are living.
Very true, 22. 22 says darkness, insecurity, greed, pretending to be light, of service. All of them lead with, I wanted to make so much money. I make X amount of dollars. Money, 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 money. Here's how I can serve you and help you live your best life. No, you just want my money.
So if we can get into that state every single day, and once again, not every day is going to be a good day, and that's fine, because every day is not a good day for me, and I recognize that. But if we can genuinely,
Yes, Monica, but if the grocery store is sold out of those eggs and milk that you so desperately wanted, you should be grateful that you weren't able to buy those. Make it make sense. I don't get it.
place yourself into that realm, I promise you, and you guys are going to remember this training, this conversation right here. I promise you, this time next year, you are going to be in a completely different place in your life.
I
in your
probably will be,
business.
but it won't be thanks
You'll be
to
making
you.
so much more money. You'll be working with so many amazing clients. You'll feel so much happier because you actually took the opportunity to shift your beliefs, to shift your being, and to be more grateful. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing this for a sec. I'm going to pull this back up. Let me know. We have 15 people here now. Let me know if you guys are here. Just drop anything in the chat. Anything you want. Emoji, one, yes, I'm here. Just let me know you guys are here.
It's already left my memory, to be honest.
Because before I wrap up today's training, I want to go through homework and I want to like bring it all to like an overall close for like today. Okay. And then I'm also going to look at the chat before we jump off. Comment anything. I love it. Well, so today was all about mindset, all about mindset. One thing I want you guys to really take a look at and how I taught this training. I did not give you a step-by-step strategy in how to have a positive mindset.
Because I don't have one. I don't have any strategy at all, actually. The only advice I have for you is to just believe in yourself and you will be successful. Okay? Okay.
You guys hear that? I did not give you a step-by-step strategy in how to have a positive mindset. I gave you a blueprint. I shared stories and I shared experiences of how to be somebody who attracts everything they desire because that is just you. Mindset is not something that's step-by-step how-to. It's something that you just are. And you might have been through courses and trainings and programs where people teach you a step-by-step process. And yes, absolutely, that can work and that can help. But the work is not done by you writing out the steps and you never looking at that piece of paper again. The work is done by you showing up and you actually being the person that wrote down all of those traits, all those characteristics, all of those intentions, all those goals, and actually playing full out. I don't want you guys to jump off this training and be a completely different person when you walk outside of this room. I genuinely want you guys to show up in a different, like in a completely different energy the moment we end this training. Can you guys do that for me? Drop a yes in the chat if you're committed to not me, but you're committed to yourself. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Blueprint, where's the blueprint? Is the blueprint in the room with us right now? I was wondering this too. She said, I didn't give you step-by-step instructions, but I did give you a blueprint. Where? What was it? Be grateful and believe in yourself?
Okay.
Switch to live chat.
Here, still here.
Thumbs up the stream.
Amazing. So before we jump off, I'm going to go through homework and then I'm also just going to reiterate the giveaway. Okay. So homework for today. There's three core things. If I can fucking speak, 3 things that I want you guys to do. And don't worry, I'm going to write it out in a post in this group right after. Number 1, I want you to make a list of the traits and the beliefs you need to have in order to reach your goal in the new year. And you may have already done this with me, which is amazing, but I want you to do it and write it out. Second thing, which is the most fun thing of it all, I'm so excited to see all of your guys' pictures, is download an app on your phone, or you can do it on just Canva or something, a picture collage app. And I want you to go through your photo gallery on your phone and create a collage of all of the amazing memories and moments you had of this year. Whatever you want to put in, put in. It can be 1 picture, it can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a collage. So try to have multiple pictures and create a moment collage of this year. And I want you to list out all of the highlights that went really well in your business, in your life. And this can be anything. What worked well this year? It can be a lifestyle, it can be organization, it can be something in your business. What worked well this year? I want you guys to reflect. And then I also want you guys to write down what didn't work so well. What are things that you did this year that you're like, nope, I'm not bringing this into 2023 because that's just not going anymore. Write it out. And then the last piece is write your intention for the new year. You guys already did this with me, but I want you to do it again. Write your intention. This can be a revenue intention, a money goal, a belief goal, like anything, just write your intention. So those are the 3 things I want you to do. You don't have to spend forever on it. It can literally take you 10 minutes. And make a post in the group. Post it in the group. Post your collage, post your answers, make a post in the group. Okay. And remember, if you guys want to be a part of the giveaway, I'm not sharing what the giveaway is and what you receive, but
join my giveaway, but I'm not going to give you any details until you sit with me for 3 hours, because I talk for an hour a day for 3 days, and then I'll finally tell you what the giveaway is, and it's probably just like $100 off my $4,000 program, but I'm just going to wait to try and loop you in so that you have to watch me, okay?
You have to participate every single day. Either take a picture of me right now, take a boomerang, anything, post on your Instagram or Facebook story and tag me, and finish and complete your homework for every single day and post in the group. And on Wednesday at the end of the training, I'm going to announce who the winner is for the giveaway. You guys are absolutely going to love it. Okay. Are we clear? Are we clear? Yes. Awesome. Amazing, guys. So
she really is incredibly condescending in her delivery.
If you guys loved today, let me know in the chat, and let me know who's going to be back here tomorrow live with me at 4 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, I'm so excited. Today was all about mindset. Tomorrow, we're getting down into business. Tomorrow is the map, the roadmap. It's all strategy, okay? I'm going to take you behind the scenes of what I did this year to bring in multiple 6 figures in my business. And I'm going to give you the exact roadmap of how you're able to bring in 6 figures cash and beyond in 2023, okay? So tomorrow is going to be good. It's going to be the map and the roadmap. And then Wednesday, we're going to wrap it up with the marketing, okay?
Okay, so Jackie is saying her one-on-one coaching is $10,000. Weird, weird, weird. That's wild. Yeah. Okay, so I only had access to day 1. Day 1 was sent to me by someone. I don't have days 2 and 3, unfortunately, even though I'm sure we would learn so much if we sat and watched those together. So apologize about that. Let me look up Grant Cardone, his daughter, so I can show you that. Whoops, I didn't even spell the whole word. I forgot I was like mega zoomed in. Okay, this looks like someone's reaction to it, but hopefully it'll show the whole video.
I'm gonna be a millionaire before I'm 20, and this is how. I work for my dad's company.
Okay, that's not the whole thing.
Sabrina never.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second while I look this up. There's like a 40-minute video, but I don't want to watch that all right now. I mean, we could do it another day, but I really just want to find this short where she talks about it. I'm assuming they deleted it probably because so many people were reacting to it. Okay, it looks like maybe this is it. This is like a reaction of her reacting to, it's hard to explain. I'll show you. So this is the original reel in the corner here, but it looks like maybe they just like reposted it, so.
Before I'm 20, and this is how. I work for my dad's company. I have a contract with them and I get paid every month. That money then goes into real estate where I get some passive income I get to go spend. I never get to touch that principal income. So every year that principal doubles, triples, it stacks on top of each other. And over time, that principal in real estate will make me a millionaire. By the time I'm like 20 years old, I have like 600, 800,000 in real estate from that agreement we have.
I'll bonus her for stuff that she does. One of these TikToks goes to 10 million. I'm gonna give her a $10,000 bonus. That 10,000 goes to buy as real estate. Let's say she averages 50 a year, which she will. 50,000 times 10 years, which she will have at least 10 years, is 500 grand. If that money doubles because she never touched it, she's a millionaire. It will have paid her $300,000 in income that was not taxed, and I wrote off $500,000 of salary from the IRS. So it's a win-win for everybody.
I'm gonna be a millionaire before.
Question, why is she not paying taxes on the $50,000? Because she's under 18? Someone in the US tell me what's going on here. Second, he's basically, in my opinion, openly admitting to tax evasion through using his daughter as a loophole. Third, she says, I'm going to make $600,000 to $800,000 by the time I'm 20, therefore I'm going to be a millionaire. Last time I checked, $1 million was more than 800,000. Anyways, 100%, it's giving the the same vibes as Donald Trump saying, I got a small loan from my father for $1 million. So if anyone wants to know the secret to being successful or to being rich, it's to be born into a rich family. Oh, goodness. Yeah, in the city in which I live, you cannot get any real estate for less than $1 million. I'm in Vancouver, which is like the most expensive city in Canada. And if you want a house for like a falling down shack, you're going to pay 1.5 million. To live in a condo, you could do that under $1 million, but then you're in a condo. You're not in a house. So to buy the entire condo building, crazy. Exactly. Okay, that was the impression I was getting. I'm like, it's weird that he would publicly talk about this. My partner and I talk about this a lot, actually, this concept of like people trying to get clout on the internet for talking about, like these coaches, for example. They all talk about, you know, I'm a multiple six-figure earner. I'm a seven-figure earner. There are creators that will talk about their net worth as a means of like creating legitimacy. You know, I had $1 million net worth by the time I was 25, whatever that is. It's like, why are you putting a mark on yourself? Why are you openly talking about, you know, I own 7 properties. I have all this money invested in real estate. Why are you talking about your assets, your income, any of this publicly online for people to know? Like, you're just making yourself a target for fraud. Or in this case, a target for the IRS, the CRA, whoever, to come after you and be like, you said you made $1 million. Where's the tax money that you owe us? I don't get the benefit of flexing your wealth online, in my opinion. I'm just catching up on the comments. Yeah, exactly. 100%. It's the same here. Like an affordable, it's not even affordable. What am I saying? Let's say you wanted like a 1-bedroom condo. You could get one for like 600,000, but it's going to be like 300 square feet. It's going to be like a studio. It's crazy. Yeah, I guess so. Bold assumption to assume they're worried about paying taxes. Yeah, like he's saying we pay her a bonus of $10,000 and then we invest that money in real estate. As far as I know, at least in Canada, like I don't think kids can buy real estate. So he's essentially giving her a $10,000 bonus. His company then has a $10,000 expense, but then he's using that $10,000 to invest in more real estate. I'm confused. I don't understand. I need a CPA. Exactly. The strategy moving forward is to be reincarnated as a rich kid. Whenever someone asks me the secret to getting into the real estate market, I always tell them, build a time machine and go back to 2019 before the market became insanely inflated. Step number 2, have rich parents. Yeah, exactly. Influencers do the same stuff. I don't get it. As someone who is a content creator, I share a lot of my life online. The last thing I'm going to talk about is my assets, my savings, my investments, my net worth, any of that. It's none of y'all's business. I might share, you know, here's how much money YouTube paid me, because that's interesting to people. People who want to be creators want to know, you know, if I start a YouTube channel, how much money could I potentially make? Sure. But I'm not going around blasting like, I made $8 million yesterday, because I don't want you guys to know that. I don't want someone coming for my bank accounts. It just doesn't seem smart to be talking about that on the internet. I guess so. We can hang out with them and get rich through osmosis. If we've learned one thing on this channel, the secret to getting rich is to make friends with rich people. Okay, but because she's under 18, does she have to pay taxes? Because I'm pretty sure in Canada, if you make money and you're under the age of 18, you don't have to pay taxes. So then I'm wondering if he could just have like a $50,000 expense to his daughter, and then they wouldn't have to pay taxes on that money, maybe? Yeah, and to like publicly be like, yeah, I write off, you know, $500,000. I see. Okay, this makes sense. I'm learning so much. So fun. Definitely. Lori says, I find it disturbing to see a kid that young so focused on money. Scary, honestly. And I don't think she's an anomaly. Like, I think it's probably very common, especially with like the rise of social media and the number of people that are like, I made $1 million and I'm 18 years old. It's like, there must be so much pressure growing up in this day and age to like be and accomplish so many different things by a certain period, like a certain age. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like a lot of people rely on like the clout that they get from sharing their income because they don't actually have anything of substance to share. So that makes sense. But I still wouldn't do it. Even if I had no brain cells and nothing of value to offer in here, I would just be wary of talking about my bank account on the internet. Seems like it's not the flex that people think it is, but maybe I'm just a broke hater. Okay, minors have to pay taxes. Everyone in the US who works has to pay taxes. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that makes sense that for real estate it would be low. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's so wild to me and must be, I think about this more than I should, but like kids growing up on the internet now, even with like the whole Stanley Cup craze and all these Sephora kids and that kind of stuff, it's just like, when I was a kid, we got Facebook when I was in like high school. And it was funny to like post what we did on Saturday night. You'd take your little frickin' digital camera out, you'd upload the photos, ha ha ha, look at this. No one gave a shit. No one was like, oh my God, look at my new bag, look at, like, it was not where it is now. Social media was just like a place to fuck around. I can't even imagine the pressure. Exactly, there's so much flexing on the internet. Also true. Yeah, I forget where it was, if it was like a documentary I watched on YouTube or somewhere, but it was talking about like a specific influencer who accumulated like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt trying to portray this specific lifestyle that she hadn't actually obtained. But like all of her brand partnerships and friendships and everything was like built around this particular lifestyle. But it was all just like debt for the internet. Yeah, I think that's the piece too. How disconnected do you have to be to show off to want to connect? I wonder that too, like people that are constantly, and I say this again, like as a creator, obviously there is a level of like, I make a video, when I get views on that video, it does feel pretty good. But I don't get my like sense of self and my sense of validation and like will to live from seeking that validation online. I share the content I do because it's interesting to me. Some videos perform well, some don't. Whatever. I still had fun making the content. I think when you do it purely out of a need to like get that validation from other people, that's when it can get really dangerous. Like, please get off the internet. Go make friends in real life, network, find people that you can relate to. I love all you guys, but you also shouldn't spend all your time on the internet. Ugh. Yeah, very true. Also, I love Legal Eagle. He's my favorite. Him and Dr. Mike. And when they collab, mwah, even better. Okay, maybe it's just because like, so technically in Canada, if you make less than, it fluctuates from province to province, but anywhere from like $11,000 to $15,000, there's so many tax credits that cancel out. So if I made less than $12,000, we'll say, I wouldn't pay tax because the number of tax credits there are available outweigh the amount I would pay in tax. And I think when I was a kid and I had like, I've had a job since I was like, whatever, legally allowed to work. I think it's 13, 14. I've never had to pay tax because I never would have made more than $12,000 when I was 13 years old working at Home Hardware. So that's probably why in my head I was like, kids don't pay tax. But if she's making whatever he said, $50,000 a year, then that makes sense. Exactly. I miss when social media was just a place to mess around. Me too. Those were the days. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I think that some kids have always been really focused on money. I have a couple people in my class in 2000. The only thing they thought of was getting rich quick. I think they're more visible now. Yeah, but I also think that like the pressure to feel that way sort of exacerbates it. So maybe people that wouldn't have fallen prey to the desire to get rich are now finding themselves in a position where they feel like they need to keep up with the Joneses because of social media. Like I would say it's gotten worse. Even for people that maybe wouldn't have felt that way before. That's just my opinion. Yeah, and I think the wealthier you're born, the more likely you are to be that kid that's obsessed with wealth, for sure. Especially if from your parents. Like, your parents are the people you look up to for direction, right? Or your guardians, whoever looks after you. So if your dad is Grant Cardone and all he talks about is getting rich and making money, you're obviously going to have that like ingrained into your brain from a young age. There was multiple videos actually of her, like even younger than she was in the video we watched, that came up on YouTube there from years ago when she was like 5, 6 years old. So maybe that would actually be an interesting topic and we can talk about it in next week's live video. My laptop's gonna die. I don't have my charger. I'm on the floor of my bedroom if you joined somewhere along the way. So I gotta wrap this up, but let me know either in the live chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay if you want us to look at Grant Cardone and his daughter in next week's stream, because I think that would be interesting. Exactly. You do it because you have a passion for it, but that's not all there is in life. 100%. The internet is a mere fraction of my existence. I do it because it's fun and I enjoy it, and yes, I make money doing it, but I like it and I don't make it my whole identity. Dr. Mike is awesome, and if anyone else doesn't agree with me, that's okay. I don't feel any type of way about you, but I love Dr. Mike. Okay, sorry, I'm like so far behind in the comments. A 5-year-old business coach, 100%. Okay, yes, I still want, okay, so the book review is coming. I'm thinking we're gonna do a separate live from my Monday night live streams just for the people that aren't interested in the book. This is the book we're talking about. So I'm thinking later this week. So maybe Thursday or on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. You guys can let me know. Maybe I'll do a poll on my community tab after I get off here. And you can let me know, and we'll do a separate live stream specifically for our book club. So it's coming. Yes, this comment is also very true. Okay, I gotta hop off because I'm really afraid that this laptop is going to die and I would hate to get cut off, okay? Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for participating in the live chat. I always love to have excellent conversation with each and every one of you that watch. If you're catching the replay, thank you so much for being here. Give the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already. Take care, comb your hair, and I have a deep dive video coming out Wednesday. Book club details coming soon. Check out the community tab in the next 20 minutes or so. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.